Hello YouTube, here I am in World of Tanks playing the AMX 1375. This game is, it's an alright game. That's not really what I'm focused on in this video. I'd like to talk, actually it's probably better to say I'd like to rant about something in World of Tanks that I think is kind of silly. Specifically, I'm talking about the crew skills. The AMX 1375 Tier 7 French light tank has an autoloader, blah blah blah. But what's really important is that my French light tank crew is not a very good crew. I don't have very good camo skill, and I don't have Sixth Sense. And to me, these crew skills are crucial to being successful in a light tank. And crew skills in general, and Sixth Sense in particular, are crucial to being successful in almost any class of tank. So right now, I'm pushing up into the middle to try and scout for the team. And I run into a rock, like a dumbass. And then I spot a 1390, and run into the rock again, like a dumbass. But my shitty play notwithstanding, if I had Sixth Sense, I would know for sure whether or not I'd been spotted by that 1390. I'm assuming I was spotted. He wasn't that far away. Obviously, I was close enough to spot him. But I don't know. And if I had a very good camo skill on my crew, it's possible I wouldn't have been spotted by him. And so I don't think it's fair to lock those skills away from players who haven't played enough games. Now here, I'm risking myself again. I don't think that IS-8 spotted me. And up until I fire, I don't think this 1390 spotted me. But I might have been spotted that entire time. And if artillery or a hidden tank destroyer had been aiming at me, the first thing I would have known about it would have been if my tank exploded in a fireball. And that's just... I don't find it to be fair when I can be pretty confident that that 1390, and indeed most of the high-tier vehicles in this game, have Sixth Sense on their crews. I feel like I'm playing at a huge disadvantage. Now, this T-71, I think he disconnected because what he's doing here doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But, I'll take advantage of it. Now, once again, pretty sure I was spotted because I fired through that bush without pulling back. But I'll go ahead and clean up here. And then I have to pull back behind this rock next to me because I'm assuming I'm spotted. With Sixth Sense, I know I was spotted. Now, most of the enemy team has been spotted somewhere on the map. And I was not really spotting anything along the middle or along the ridge by the enemy base with my binoculars. So I'm going to go ahead and push. But this is risky. If at any point during this portion, if at any point I get spotted, I won't have any way to know about it. And the enemy team could easily react and crush me. I'm going to pull up around this corner, and I see that the 1390 has popped back up. And I was worried that he was going to catch me. But he drops back down below the ridge, and so I go ahead and go for it. But if there's anything here that spots me preemptively, it could be the enemy. As it stands, ding, there's the first artillery. Go ahead and aim in. Not actually that great at shooting. I, doink, bounce a shot. No idea where that one went. But I do manage to get the kill without, depleting my magazine. So, hooray! And then I thought that maybe the other artillery was up in this dip. Wasn't sure if that was a deep enough depression for an artillery to actually hide in. Certainly not something the size of a T-92. But I go ahead and check. And then I go ahead and roll down towards the corner here, because that's another likely spot for artillery to hide. But I can see tanks that aren't that far away. Now something like an IS-3 isn't that likely to spot me. But there could also be a tank that I don't see. And getting spotted could be a death sentence. Now, there's a tank on my flank, and I did not realize that it was the FE4005. And this is part of the problem. An FE4005 can easily one-shot a 1375. And whoops, missed that shot, and that could have been bad. But I still managed to pull it off. And the long reload of the FE is playing to my advantage here. As is the fact that this E75 in front of me is not paying any attention. But if that guy had been aiming me at some point when I was spotted and didn't know it, he could just kill me, and there wouldn't be anything I could do about it. As it stands, I kind of slowly turn around because the AMX 1375 is not that fast, and knowing that he fired, I go ahead and put several shots in. Now, like I said, the 1375 is not that fast, so I was a little worried and didn't feel comfortable unloading my whole clip. And I did kind of struggle up that hill, so I feel like I made the right decision. I do use auto-aim a lot here because I find it's a lot easier to manage your shots when you're on the move using auto-aim. Now, this WZ-132, I feel like he could have just gone around me. And I do try and back up so that he wouldn't have to die, but he just kind of sat there, and I'm not really sure what he was thinking. But I get my last 3 shots out, and pull back, and then this leopard goes for the ram, because lol. And that's the end of the game. Pretty straightforward. So, all in all, that wasn't really that exceptional of a game. But I don't play light tanks all that often, and it was a pretty good game for me. Getting to kill both artillery is a pretty good way to end any game with a light tank. And looking at the team score, I was actually pretty close to the top on damage, Echo Strike in 1375. So I was pretty happy with that. Certainly getting multiple hits on a tier 10 tank destroyer helped out my score quite a bit. And that FV405 was actually the top scoring damage player on the enemy team. So I drew him away from the fight, although I think our team was winning fairly decisively anyway. Otherwise, not particularly interesting. I didn't actually have that much spotting damage, which is kind of a betrayal of being in a light tank. And that's part of the issue. The 1375 doesn't make a very good active scout, in my opinion. It's just not fast enough. It doesn't have the horsepower. It doesn't have the traverse speed. As I was trying to escape that FV405, I was really struggling to get up what was not a very steep hill. And other tanks at tier 7 even, like the Walker Bulldog, the Walker Bulldog's a much bigger vehicle. You would think it would be an easier target to hit, but it's so much faster than the 1375 that it's just not worth comparing the two. And that means that the 1375 is kind of relegated to a passive spotting role. And what kills me with the crew skill argument is that it is so difficult to passive scout without Sixth Sense and without high camo skill. There were more than a few situations in that game where I was in a bush trying to get spots, and I felt like I had to pull back because I didn't know if I'd been spotted. And I had to assume that enemy tanks were aiming at me. And I had to pull back into card cover. I had to lose my binoculars and my camo net. I had to lose any vision that I was putting out for the team. And that hurt me personally as a player because I didn't get much spotting experience. It hurt the team because I didn't have vision any of those times that I was hiding behind rocks or down in the valley in the middle. And there's no way for me to get those skills without playing games with this huge disadvantage. And some of those games I can expect to lose because I don't have Sixth Sense. And I don't think that's good game design. It's too crucial a skill to deny to some players, but not others. Generally speaking, especially in these high-tier games, you can expect most of the enemy team, and certainly the enemy light tanks, to have Sixth Sense. They're going to know when you've spotted them. They're going to pull back into cover. They're going to start maneuvering hard to avoid fire. And it's going to be hard for you to deal damage to them. It's going to be hard for your team to deal damage to them. But you don't have the same luxury. And there's too many tanks that can one-shot kill a tier 7 tank. A tier 7 scout especially. And even tanks that can't one-shot kill you. It's not uncommon to get hit by several tanks all at once if you are sitting stationary in a bush without realizing that you spotted. That just ends your game right there. And that's not good enough. I don't actually expect Wargaming to change this. They're notoriously reluctant to actually listen to their community, and they're certainly not going to listen to just one guy who can't even get views on his YouTube channel. But I would be interested to hear what people think in the comments section. I'd appreciate it if you try not to be an asshole, but if you can have an intelligent discussion and actually talk about the issue and your opinions, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear what people think. So that's it for my rant for the day. I hope it didn't bore you too bad, and I'm going to leave this video here as a testament to my intense critical nature. I hope the gameplay itself wasn't too boring to watch, and there was at least some entertainment in just watching a light tank derp around the field. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.